have here beside me Mackenzie Firby, and got to know this lady when she won all these awards at the SABEX. That was not too long ago, and she's got a great story. She comes from a customer background. She's got a degree in commerce. Comes from a small town, not too far where I was from, Hanley. You're in Kenniston.
Yep.
I went to Kenniston and I danced in Kenniston. My parents made me dance. I was awful at it, but had to go to Kenniston to dance. And then, but then you came to the big city, went to university, and then went on to got out and worked for SaskTel and was a rising star in regards to getting a lot of awards, and a lot of it based on customer service, and basically you went, why am I making money for the man when I could be making money for myself? So she decided to go into her own venture, which we're going to learn a little bit about tonight. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about the road to success, how it started with you quitting this secure job at SaskTel and going, okay, I'm going to do this and take the jump to be my own owner.
Yep, the leap.
The leap.
Like you said, I have a commerce degree, went to UVS, worked for SaskTel. I actually had another job in between. I was a sales rep for Hershey chocolate. So I sold chocolate every day, which was fun. But I got to a point where I'm traveling a lot. You get appreciated, but no one's really saying good job. Basically, making a paycheck. And I got to a moment in life where I thought, why am I doing all this work from someone else? Everyone in my family is an entrepreneur, so I think I had that in me all the time. And my mom passed away suddenly. So you have that life-changing, life is too short moment. And then I went to Oprah, which sounds very cliche, but I went to Oprah when she was here, and then I had the aha moment. She was talking about the lady that did her facials, and the facialist said how she just loved popping zits. And if you love doing that, it's not a job, you love it, right? And I thought, what am I doing? So that was kind of my moment of, I need to do something that I love to do and something that's going to benefit me and family and friends and everything else. So that's kind of where my moment of aha was.
So, you, like I mentioned, you won a few SABEX awards, 2. And the first time this was the first time that you put in a submission, right? And they were for customer service and new business venture as well. You've been nominated for the YWCA Women of Distinction in Entrepreneurship.
Yep.
And right now you are going next Saturday to the ABEX Awards, and you are in the category of Young Entrepreneur.
Yep.
And so quite a bit of accomplishments in a short period of time for yourself. So what words of wisdom could you right now provide to any young female that's right here in the audience who is looking to get out of that corporate 9-to-5 and become their very own boss?
Well, the first thing is do what you love, as I said. I don't feel like I'm going to work every day. I go and help women find clothes they love. It's fun.
Well, maybe I should have prefaced that. For some people that might not have, I didn't even say that you own 252 Boutique.
Right.
And it's a clothing store, but there's accessories and so that's your business.
Yeah, and before I opened the store, I traveled a lot. I love traveling. I have a sister that lives in LA, so I'd go visit her, or we'd go somewhere, buy clothes, come home, and I'd go to my splurge group or dinner and out with friends, and of course, where did you get your jacket? I love your jacket. So, well, I bought it in LA at this store. And everyone always had the reaction of, we don't have anything like that here. Like, how come nobody's selling the stuff that we all travel to buy? And I thought, that's right. My first reaction when I wanted to open my own business, I thought, I'm going to be a personal shopper. And then I realized we live in Saskatoon. How am I going to make a living being a personal shopper? So I kind of saw the need to fulfill what was lacking in Saskatoon, and that customer service background. I just don't want to have a store. Anyone can just bring clothes in and sell them. I wanted to have the experience for people. So I think that's where the awards have come in. We're not just a store. We're a store that you come to as a client. I'm not just there to sell people things. I'm there to make women feel good about themselves. At the end of the day, I always say, I'd rather someone leave this time without buying anything than have us say, oh, that looks fabulous, and in reality it doesn't, and have them come back. And I think that's really where all of the awards have come in. You don't start a business thinking you're going to win awards, but when you have people that are telling you, I hate shopping, I never like to go find something, but you guys made it easy for me, I felt welcomed, that I think is where the difference lies, and how we've been successful in our awards.
Right now we're getting into a bit of a economic challenge in some regards in our environment right now. And what do you think is going to be your model of sustainability to keep that success going right now?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, I mean, we do carry mid to higher end brands, so things that you're not going to find in other stores here. But I am continuously looking at, different price points. So maybe you don't have a lot of disposable income to spend, you still want that nice dress or that new purse. So really looking at different brands. We carry items that are inexpensive and of course things that are a lot more. But really watching, I go twice a year to New York for buying, and I'm always researching before I go. When I'm there, I go and look, and I really, try to figure out for every person in every budget what they can buy. Also, as we're talking about customer service, that's a lot of it. People come to our store and we may not know them, it may be their first time, but we get to know them. We ask a lot of questions, and not just what are you looking for today, but lifestyle. Where else can you wear this? You need a dress for a wedding? Well, where else can you fit this into your wardrobe so that you can wear it again? And they're getting that customer service where I think, especially in the mall, you don't get that. So it really brings people, they know we do have free parking as well, which everyone tells me is the best part. But you pull right up to our door. You come in, it's easy, laid back atmosphere. We really help you find the perfect item or items that you're looking for. We'll give you a coffee while you're shopping. I've taken clothes to Women's House in the evening because they need something for an event and they don't have time to come. Those little personal things, and I think that's really what sets us apart.
So I think you should serve wine and chocolate too. You should look into that.
We actually hold private shopping nights.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone's interested, come talk to me afterwards, where we do provide wine.
Okay.
And you bring your friends and you have the store to yourself. It's actually really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is next for you? 252, how many years have you been in business right now?
We just passed our second year.
Okay, so you're past your second year. There's that formula, it takes 5 years, but is there anything that you're looking at in regards to what's next?
Well, I think I've had 5 different cities in Saskatchewan phone me, approaching us. Oh, we have a perfect space for you to open in, Regina, Prince Albert, North Battleford. Also, lots of ladies that are like, you should dress my husband, right? So men's clothes,
Okay.
kids' clothes, maternity. We have lots of girls asking for maternity. Right now, even though we've won awards, I'm still really working on, the business and making sure that everything goes well and smoothly. But I could foresee another location or branching out into maybe
Keniston.
Yeah, go Keniston, hey? Yeah. You know what? I'm a planner, and I like to plan ahead, but I also want to make sure that everything's going perfectly at the store before we branch out too quick. 2 years isn't very long. When you asked before about advice as well, I don't know if I really said, but I'm only 2 years in. I have lots of friends that own businesses, and they've done very well. I still phone them all the time or see them out and ask them questions. But I always have that, the days that you're like, oh, geez, I have this big order, and how am I going to pay for it? How do I get more people through the door? But I always have that, look at next week or next month. You'll get past those those times when you're not sure. And I ask for tons of advice. And I always give it out too when people ask me.
So a question I have is about, you talk about the 2 years and still learning. What was the most challenging part of, I mean, first of all, yes, leaving the 9 to 5 and then opening up a business on your own and not having that paycheck there. Yeah. But what else? What were some of the things that you learned the hard way in these 2 years?
Well, I always say I accidentally on purpose started the store. I was thinking, okay, I'm in my early 30s. I'm a woman. I should be able to get a government grant of some sort. So I went online and
Women entrepreneurs Saskatchewan's in the house.
That's right. So I thought I'm going to just go onto the federal government website to see what grants could I get. So they have I'm thinking it's a questionnaire that you say this, 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 and then they say, oh, you're eligible for these grants, please apply. Well, in reality, I was filling out the form. And so when I hit submit or whatever the button was, I got an email saying I had 60 days to submit my business plan. I didn't have a business plan. It was like a Wednesday night. I was sitting at home thinking about it. And I thought, oh God, this is kind of real. I should work on this. Being that I have a commerce degree, I wrote a lot of business plans, but 13 years ago. So I would work my job, go home, and be like, okay, tonight I'm working on financials. And then I'd phone my friend that's an accountant or my friend that's in finance and ask them a whole bunch of questions because I'm like, I have a marketing degree, I need help. So I did my business plan, and then I went and looked at some spaces downtown. We're in University Heights Square, so just off of Attridge Drive. And there was a space there that was still a raw space, so dirt floor, concrete walls, that's it. And my dad was in Saskatoon one day. He said, well, let's go look at this just to see what it's, how much the rent is and whatnot. So we go there and we meet the realtor, and they said, we have another space available that was a florist that just closed. Do you want to go look there? And I said, sure. So we went there and I said, asked about pricing and whatnot for a lease, how much it's going to cost. And so the next day I said to my dad, I'm just going to email them back and give them a really low offer because they probably won't take it, and then I'll have a little more time. They accepted it. So all of a sudden I'm signing a lease. I'm going to actually have my financing through BDC. So I'm going to BDC, and about 20 days after I submitted my accidental proposal, I had a space, had financing. So it was very fast and very quick and kind of happened before I had intended it to happen. But so that part, it was challenging, don't get me wrong. But that part happened so fast that I think now that I'm actually in the business, I face more challenges. I have a marketing degree, but I still always am, how do you get people to come in? We're not downtown, right? So people aren't strolling by and see us and, I'm going to go in there. So I try to do as much. I do tons of social media. I do lots of paid advertising. I try to go to as many events as I can, get my name out there. I do tons for charities, and not just to get my name known, but that's really important to me, to help the community that supports us, right? Mm-hmm. So any charity event that I can help out and go to, that's on my, every week I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, I read that you were quite involved with Dress for Success.
Yep. Yeah, we do a promotion. I think we're planning to run it now every March. This was our first one, so the whole month of March, if you brought an item for Dress for Success, you got 20% off of a new item from our store. And that I thought, we'll get 20 pieces to donate. I think we had 250 items. People were bringing 5 or 6 items. So it was amazing. And that all went to Dress for Success to help, women that need a hand. Mm-hmm. We'll be in the Ronald McDonald Fashion Show coming up in, I believe it's November the 6th. Don't quote me on that. But so we'll be in that fashion show. But I just do as much as we can to help out our community. Mm-hmm. So the hardest part, I never did answer this. The hardest part is, I think, just the daily, I am the person you see when you walk in the door. I'm the bookkeeper. I'm the accounts payable, accounts receivable, the marketer. I basically do everything right now. So it's just that fine, juggling of keeping everything in order and making sure your bills are paid and that your customers are happy and that you're bringing in the right items. And it's just keeping it all working.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about your staff, and just you're just talking about that. You're the accountant, the marketer, but then you're also the HR, and you have the staff and you're a growing business. So tell me a little bit about the leadership and the challenges there, or the fun, I guess, involved too of being an owner and a leader.
I have an amazing staff. I have 4 part-time, literally work like 1 day a week or 3 hours a week. 2 ladies that are retired and 2 university students. So I've got a good range. I'm kind of in the middle age group, and both ends. Amazing. I think they love it as much as I do, which is really important to me, because when I'm not there or when I'm not helping someone, they have to get the same service, right, as when it's not me. But they're excellent. They all come, like I said, from different backgrounds, different ages, and they keep everything kind of together. I was just in New York a few weeks ago, and I took a vacation, which was really good. And I just got home on Wednesday night, so they held everything down while I was gone, and they're amazing. I think for me, because I love it so much, and I don't see myself as a boss, I see myself just as, I'm the same as them, and so I think it's a fun atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And when I come home and I'll be like, oh, we picked up a new line. We picked up Eero. It's from Paris. It's awesome. And I'm excited about it and telling them about it. Then they get excited. And then you come in to browse or buy something, and then they tell you, and then you're excited. And it's just kind of goes from there. But
do you find that hard in the city with, you're going to New York, you're going for Paris and Los Angeles, and you're looking at what's out there, and does it frustrate you that you want to bring some of this back to our city and introduce it to our city, but we're not quite there yet? Or you're just like, I'm going to make it there. I'm going to make it become part of Saskatoon? Or
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we have customers come in every day that are like, we sell Kate Spade. They're like, I've never heard of Kate Spade. And lots of people haven't. To me, it's a very mainstream brand. Mm-hmm. But it's up to me then to educate them about it. Why is it, what's the background of the brand? Diane von Furstenberg, that's one of our labels. She's been in clothing industry for over 40 years. She pioneered the wrap dress. Mm-hmm. Like, she is an important lady in fashion. But yeah, lots of people don't know who she is. So I really try my hardest to educate them. It's funny too now, because I have lots of clients that come in and they're like, have you heard of this brand? You've got to look into it. So now they're educating me, because I'm like, no, I haven't heard of that brand, or well, I know about it, but I haven't looked at it really to bring it in or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Right now, with our dollar being on the poorer side, I'm an importer. I bring items in from Paris and New York and LA. And you really have to, when you're bringing something in, then you look at what the price is going to be, and is the demand there? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's me educating the clients, and sometimes it's them asking me for mm-hmm. things.
So I always end my questions to you with the same question I ask everyone, and it's, who has been your inspiration, your mentor? Whether it's personally, professionally, doesn't necessarily have to narrow it down to one. I know sometimes it's hard.
Well, for sure, my family, like I said, they're all entrepreneurs. So I really have always looked up to them. And now with my own business, asking tons of questions and help me with this. My dad is amazing. He will come and steam clothes. And he's a 70-year-old farmer. But he'll help me with anything. It's awesome. My brother and sister both own businesses. I'm always looking at them. My mom, of course, who's passed away, but she was a fashionista before people were into fashion. So her really was a huge inspiration. And now, as as I'm an adult and I have friends that have businesses and are quite successful, I look to them as well. And now in the last 2 years, I've really collaborated a lot with other businesses, and they've been around longer than me. We're, kind of the same age group, but I am always asking them, how did you do this? What do you do for this? Help me out with this, or let's do a promotion together. Let's, work together and figure out how we can, bring people in to see both of us and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know that I can say one person, but I have great family and friends that are always willing to give me a hand. So,
well, thank you for sharing your story with us. And I'm one of those people that don't get out shopping, and so this sounds really great and right up my alley when it comes to personal shopping. And hey, Mackenzie, come and bring some dresses to my house.
You know what? We get it a lot.
That's awesome.
I'm a shopper. I would go on vacation to shop. Yeah. So to me, to not like shopping, I'm like, what? Yeah. But women don't like shopping. Lots of women don't like shopping. Yeah. So we really we cater to them. And we cater to the ones that do like shopping too, don't get me wrong. But yeah, we make it fun.
Well, that concludes the serious, formal part, and you were talking about people getting to know you and how social media, putting personality behind it, people want to buy from someone that they like and that they can connect with. So we're going to ask you a few questions here to see a little bit more about who you are behind these fine clothes. And I call it the 7 revelations of Mackenzie Firby. So, number 1 accessory you can't go out with, or one that we shouldn't.
That I can't live without?
Yeah, you can't live without.
I don't actually know that it is an accessory, but lipstick. If you know me or you've ever seen me, I will have lipstick on. And it has to be bright and vibrant. So to me, I don't know if it finishes off the look or what it does. I'm also a jewelry girl. So I always accessorize with necklace or ring, something. I'm more minimal. I don't usually have a lot going on, but definitely I will have some lipstick on, and it's going to be bright.
Favorite place to shop for deals or brands? I know we're going to go shop at your place, but I'm saying I put here outside of Saskatoon. Like if, there's that one shop, like you talked about LA, Paris, New York, what would you suggest is like the ultimate place to go?
When I'm in New York, I always go to DVF, Diane von Furstenberg. Her showroom, so where I go to buy the clothes, their flagship store is on the bottom level. And I was there about, 3 weeks ago now, and she was there. And I was like a kid that saw Santa Claus. I almost died. And apparently that morning she had gone in the change room with people and was telling them, you should try this, that doesn't look good on you. And I was really hoping please come in my room. She didn't, but I did see her and say hello. And I always when I go to New York and LA, I always go to the big department stores like Saks on 5th and Bergdorf Goodman's and whatnot. And I mean, they're expensive. The stuff that I sell is the entry level price point of what they have. But I like to go and see the service that I get and what do they do? How do they wrap your, package up and whatnot? And then I'm trying at my store to do what they do, right? So I'm trying to give that kind of elevated customer service. I just got home from Dallas on late Tuesday night, and there is a store there called Stanley Korshak, which I want to live at. It's a department store in an old building. I don't even know it looks like a castle. It's really cool. But they had a lot of the same brands that I carry. And I thought, that's really cool that we live in Saskatoon now and you guys can get this stuff here without having to travel there. But now that one, if I ever go back to Dallas, I'm going there again. Yeah. It was awesome.
Do you have a hidden talent?
I have a memory for obscure and useless information.
Clip Clavin.
Yes. If you want to know my best friend's telephone number from elementary school, it's in there. And I don't know why, but I hold all this info. Or if you're don't play a board game against me.
I was going to say Trivial Pursuit
If we play, a group of friends get together, everybody wants me on their team. I don't know why. I just retain it. And I'm why can't I remember important things? But that useless information just stays in there. If you want to know like who an actor or actress is dating or what movie they were in from 1987, like I will know.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve, I have two of them. If you drive in the left-hand lane and you go like 40. Yeah. And Saskatoon,
That's your fan club.
yeah, I feel like Saskatoon now, we're like a small city with big city roads almost.
Yeah.
And God, go to the right. And I am also the grammar police. Like if I see on someone's Facebook or if I get an email and they've used the wrong there or to, I'm like, we learned that in grade 3. Like, come on.
Well, it's the age of texting and all
It
that
is,
stuff.
it
eh?
is, yeah.
So when you have those challenging moments, when you have that crazy, we have names for them at the hotel too, but when you have that client that comes in, what is your go-to feel-good song?
I don't know that I have any real songs, but I have artists. And I grew up on a farm, but like my favorite bands are Aerosmith and AC/DC. Garth Brooks, I do like Garth Brooks. I went to the concert 3 times.
Yeah.
I was like, they knew me. They were like, hey, Mackenzie, she's back. But any song by any of those 3 comes on, like, I'm good. I'm good.
You mentioned a lot of places that you've traveled for work, and you just went on a vacation. Where is your favorite place to go on vacation, or maybe soon to go on a vacation?
Well, I probably won't go now for a while. I went to Dallas to watch the Dallas Cowboys because I'm also a sports fan. So that was amazing. But typically, if I was to pick a vacation, it'd be somewhere hot. Anywhere hot with water and beach and a margarita or something like that, I'm good. So my family and I went 2 years ago, I guess, before I opened the store, to Hawaii, which I love Hawaii. But I would pick anywhere, even if it's the lake here. Like I went twice to the lake here this summer, and like I felt like I was in Hawaii. Yeah. Just quiet and get a little suntan. It's good.
And my last one to you is, what is your secret indulgence?
I like to watch bad reality TV. Like The Bachelor.
Oh no.
I know, Kardashians, and I get so much, I know, it's embarrassing to say, but I think because it's like, wow, I'm so normal compared to all these people.
Makes you feel good.
You do. It's mindless, right? You don't have to think about it. There's
Bubble
nothing.
gum.
There's nothing to figure out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like PVR, all that stuff. It's terrible. I don't have time to watch it, but I like it.
Well, with that being said, we got to know a little bit about you. We know what you do. I have, for one, not been in your store. I'm a fan already. I want to come visit your team and see what kind of great clothing you have there. I am not a shopper, so I might just go in and then
That's okay.
convert you into dressing me.
Yeah.
But outside of that, thank you very much for sharing
Welcome.
your story with us tonight.
Welcome.